All right, y'all. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Chasin Birdies, the last one of 2022. My man, JP.
That it is, Edward. That it is.
Edward.
Oh, it was like a Christmas vacation saying, since we're a couple days from
True. I got you now.
Christmas.
Good.
But,
yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Good shit.
But anyways, today's episode is brought to you by Lynx Brewing. Go check them out at lynxbrewing.com. Well, actually, bud, we're tap them up a little bit. We're having a couple Lynx Brewing right now. They just had their company party last week. Unfortunately, we had to miss it. Ryan had his Compass party that he threw. I mean, well, it was a concert. Wasn't really a party. It was all in concert, and you had to, as an employee of Compass, you had to go and purchase your tickets. All ticket sales were non-refundable, but it was a fun concert that we went to. Had our boy George Burge play in there, which he rocked it out. He went MIA after 20 minutes after his show. I think the boy was a little run down, a little tired. And then Mitchell Tenpenny came on stage and rocked it out. My wife spilled red wine all over his J's, all over his jeans. So that was good. But yeah, dude, what's shaking?
Yeah. No, but to your point, that's why we had to miss the Lynx Brewing party, because of our party.
Your party.
My party.
But
Compass Realty Group's party. And it was awesome.
But full circle, dude. You made a good point. You said, bud, none of this would have happened if it wasn't for the podcast.
That's 100%. 100%, that is a fact.
Because the odds of you meeting somebody like George and Mitchell,
ain't gonna happen.
That ain't going to happen.
I mean, not hold up in Morgantown or Pittsburgh. You know what I mean?
Which I can't wait for Mitchell to come on the podcast, which we obviously discussed with him after. So stay tuned. Mitchell Tenpenny will be coming on the podcast in 2023.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't recorded it yet or any of that, but we have nailed down that he is coming on. So
I learned a lot about, and by the way, guys, today's episode is actually a banter sesh here. It's just the boys today. So you guys get to listen to us for the next hour. Hope you turn it up a little bit. Maybe keep your wife away if she doesn't want to hear our good voices. Maybe she does. But, dude, I tell you, because you're kind of in the Chasin Birdies Rider Retreat round circle at Nemacolin this past year. Jonathan was all over it, start to finish. So he understands what it takes to put together a show. So for me, I do everything last fucking minute. So I decide, my real estate company, God bless those people. They work their asses off. They are awesome. And at the very least, I wanted to pay it back to them and do something great. I didn't want to have a little charcuterie board or a little slice of filet at some steakhouse where you got to wear like suit and sit there. No, listen, we're going to have a party. Ended up wearing a suit. But so I got to experience a little bit of what you had to do, man. And I tell you, it's not easy. A lot of moving parts. A little stressful. I was a little stressed.
It's a little stressful, man.
A little stressful because, Burgie was coming from New York and the snow was starting to fall.
One thing goes wrong on the travel, you're screwed. Because then that person, what are you going to fill in, bud? Like, nobody wants to hear you play. You tried. No,
absolutely not. I mean, what am I going to do? Hire a cover band from,
More.
I mean, what am I? No.
I mean, most people would, but.
So, yeah, it was great, man. Had a good time. I think a lot of people had a really good time. I think a lot of people might still be recovering right now.
I know one in particular had a better time than anyone there.
Your wife.
My wife put a
summer
absolute show on.
And that's the funny thing, because
she's so quiet.
Summer's always so reserved a little bit, but it was like spring.
When she decides to tie one on, boy, she ties it on.
Yeah.
And then the next day is fantastic.
I mean, spring break and summer, really, which has happened with her. But no, man.
What a year it's been, though, dude. There's been a lot of cool stuff that's happened. Obviously, the 12 days giveaways are going on. Actually, it should probably be over at this point. I know people have messaged us. We are going to announce the winners all at once at the end. I've had people message me like, is anybody even being picked right now? No, bud. We're just posting this, and we're not going to give anything away. That's like we just want likes. Which, by the way, boys, we got a lot of likes. But we had a lot this year to be proud of. Number one, we still have not missed an every other week episode, which again, that's pretty cool. But
I mean, that's our duty.
Well, it's our duty. But there's some podcasts that take hey, we're not going to be here for the next 2 weeks, like we're going on vacation. We try to make it happen, dude. Because you're on the go, I'm on the go.
Yeah, we make it happen.
So
correct.
My world, in the jewelry world, and my business partner Brandon Katzeff, he runs a tight ship with me, so I got to make sure I'm getting work done. But it's all good. But it was a cool year, dude. We did a lot. It all started back in March. Was our first golf trip, annual golf trip. Went to Pine Needles, sucked ass, missed the cut. That was kind of it. Started it. It really started the year for us,
but
not in a great way.
We got home quickly.
But we got home quickly to see everyone. So that was. Tell you what, that's the way to travel. So that was great. I mean, it's always fun. I can't wait again. We're only 3 months away from the Pine Needles trip again, which is crazy to think.
Do they have power in Pinehurst right now? Patrick was just in Pinehurst last week.
They do have power. You know who was there? One of our buddies, Oatsy, his boys were down at Pinehurst when this all happened. They all had to drive back. Oh, shit. What's his name?
That guy.
Catfish.
Yeah.
Catfish was down there, and they all had to leave because there are no power boys. So anyways, then we moseyed in on to the Pete Dye member guest, which
yeah, that was something.
It was fun.
Yeah.
And the gifts were nice. And the food was subpar.
Great podcast, by the way. Yeah, no, that looking back on this year, I mean, just some of the people that we had this year, Brian Urlacher, Marcus Allen, Bob Winskowitz. I mean, guys, are we not stoked on the Squares shoes anymore? Like, no one's ever fucking talking about this shit anymore. Like, Squares will give you distance. And if you don't remember the episode, pull it back up. It came out March 31st, 2022. It was a good one. Obviously, we had Shazier and Rocco at the Masters party at Nemacolin. Taylor Cusack as well.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I did buy some Cusack meats this year for some family members, clients.
I think our boy Matt
Shout
George did too. He did some of that, the Cusack meat. So that's nice. She got business from meeting you boys. That's very nice of you guys to support her in her meet in Oklahoma.
Yeah, very good.
What was your favorite interview of the year for you?
Oh, man. I mean, honestly, for me, I think I have to go with Scovy. I mean, I'm a huge Ricky Fowler fan. I always have been. You got me a signed players flag from Ricky Fowler after he won the players. So, no.
Did you give that away, or is it still in your office?
Still in my office, bud. In the same spot it's been for 6 years, sitting right on the table. But that was just a really cool interview, I think, for us, just to kind of get a better look into the life and the whole routine of the caddy on tour, especially with a caddy that was, with a somewhat of a superstar top 5 player in the world at some point in time. But so that for me, I got to be honest, is probably my favorite. What about yours?
I mean, I'd be lying to you if I wouldn't say they are all my favorite. But for me, I had two that I really liked, and that was the Ben Carr interview, USAM runner-up. It was just cool to get his perspective of being in such a situation like that and how he would not change anything on that second shot on the par 5. And, because a lot of people, he knew that he was going to be criticized for it, but that was his game plan, and he was always sticking with it. And I really digged the Roger Steele episode just because it's a different perspective. He's a social media golf influencer, and he's building his own brand. That it aligns a lot with what we're trying to do. We're not near an influencer at all. The only influencer we are on each other. But that was really cool to hear those stories from those guys. And I mean, again, I really like them all. So
yeah, and Roger Steele is also that interview was hilarious to me because the fact that my whole shit went dead. You guys were still talking. I'm looking at y'all, and Roger's like, "What is it? What's going on right now?" You're talking to him. I'm MIA, but I'm there. That probably feels a lot like.
But I felt like I was on an island by myself for a second. I kind of got a little anxiety.
It's terrible.
I've gotten better on the mic since we started this, but it's still when your partner's not there, boys. It's a little letdown, right? Because I got to keep this conversation rolling without it looking dumb or sounding dumb, which happens a lot.
The Ireland perspectives. I mean, the story of Ian just fucking
puking and shitting
everywhere on the bus. I mean, that smelled so bad. But if you recall, we stopped after we were on this little windy road. We stopped at a little gas station, and Ian went in for, I guess he got cheese and a quart of milk. And someone took his milk. Like, someone just took his milk and was hiding it. And he's like, "Where's my milk?" And we're like, I think the lady inside took it.
He was going to go back in.
He's like, "I'll give it that bitch. I'm walking in there." He walked off the bus. We still had the milk.
I had a great story that I didn't tell. We forgot to tell this story on the podcast, which was hilarious. I was playing with Brandon. Who was I playing with? Brandon, Pirring, and Ian. We played Ardglass. Mm-hmm. Number 14, that little dog leg. Well, it's not little, but a dog leg left par 5. Mm-hmm. I blew one straight through the fairway into a par 3. Well, I thought was lost. The caddy, Brandon, and myself are all sitting there. We're looking. I find the ball, and I see that it's a Cirques on, so I just take it and I toss it into the thorn bushes, boys. Didn't realize that there were 4 kids under the age of 15 playing the par 3 coming that way. So I turned over to them. I said, "Was that yours?" And the one kid said, "Yes." So I had to pull a golf ball out of my bag, sign it. No, I just pulled a golf ball out of my bag and threw it down for the kid because I threw his damn ball into the thorn bush. Cirques on. But he upgraded, boys. He got a Pro V1X with the Chasin Birdies logo. So there you go.
There you go, bud.
That was a great trip. Sean, our boy from Ireland, following us on Instagram. Was my caddy at, I think, I don't know.
Portmarnock?
I think it was Portmarnock. I don't know which one it was, but I had a blast with them. So he followed us on Instagram, sent us a message. So sorry that I didn't reach out to you guys listening over in Ireland. So, Sean, thank you so much, dude. We're going to try to squeeze you in 2023 and get a little Irish stories from you. I mean, I'm sure you've seen a lot caddying over there for a bunch of yo-yos like us. Mm-hmm. But, dude, that Ireland trip was
that was money.
And we got to give a shout out to Ryan Gano for that because
flawless.
It was All Access did a wonderful job for that.
All Access GTE. What's that stand for? I don't know.
A souped up version.
Yeah. It's right? like extra horsepower.
It's like the GT AMG, right?
But you look at some of these other people. Yeah, James Wisniewski, right? I mean, Wiz would never commit to the show other than saying he's in. Every day we would get ready to record him, he'd text us and be like, "Hey, man, I'm babysitting today. I can't do it. Hey, man, I'm on a golf course till 8 tonight. Can you do it 9 o'clock my time, which is midnight our time?" We're like, "Bud, like, can we just set you down for like 40 minutes with no distractions and just pick a date?" So the irony of it all is, after all this bullshit of us having to figure out what Wiz is fucking doing, we get Wiz, and then he ends up coming. I take him to Pikewood National in Morgantown.
Randomly planned a trip to Pittsburgh. It wasn't like
yeah, like it was just, "Hey man, I'm coming to Pittsburgh to play Oakmont." I'm like, "Hey man, you want to come down to Morgantown to play Pikewood?" He's all, "Yeah." So we get Junior. I called Junior, JR, shout out. Junior couldn't get the Sprinter that day. Junior by the way,
Junior loves the Sprinter.
The Sprinter is like Mr. Rogers' trolley. It like just goes everywhere you need it to go. Like, we go to the concert a couple weeks ago to see Matt Stale play at Jurgles in Pittsburgh somewhere, and Junior's all, "What time you want the Sprinter to pick you up?" I'm like, "Dude, I live in freaking Morgantown, man. Like, that thing is not driving to pick me up and take me to Cranberry. I will drive." Anyways, back to Wiz. Junior comes down without the Sprinter, but he hires this limo driver. This guy's got to stay. This guy can't show face in the clubhouse, so he's sitting in a parking lot the whole day at Pikewood.
If he had to go to the restroom, where'd he go?
Well, he might have been able to use the restroom, but that's it, man. I told him, I said, here's a cup of coffee for the morning. If you need any other water, just walk in and just ask him politely. But yeah, you can't.
You're not hanging out here, bud.
But the best part about it is the car sat all day. We go to leave, the battery's dead.
In the car.
The battery's dead. So I see Brian. He's out there jumping this guy's car.
I mean, bud, you're at Pikewood.
We go down to Morgantown to Oliverio's on the wharf. have a little bite. These two are getting banged up, and I'm like, I'm not. And Wiz wanted to go back out in Pittsburgh and go party
and partake.
And Junior's like, JR's like, no, dude, but it was good. Junior had a couple good moments on the way home. Pulled off 376, let one loose, and jumped back in the ride. But oh man, just the stories,
dude.
The golf stories that you can just tell for days.
It's hilarious.
It's just it's great. Let's keep doing it.
So my twin brother John Bourne, who is the founder of Holderness and Bourne,
you actually do look like him, or he looks like you.
Alex Holderness, John Bourne, fellas, thank you so much for everything you've done for us. We appreciate you. Mm-hmm. You always outfit us. The gear is sick, comfortable. If you haven't tried H&B, go to Holderness and Bourne and get some stuff because it is dynamite. Mm-hmm. Anyways, my twin brother, which, I mean, bud, we look the same. So him, myself, Vince Trocheck, and our boy Bob played Wingfoot West. Mm-hmm. And
I remember you did.
It was a blast, dude. We had a blast. It was the first time I was ever at Wingfoot, and we played it in September. It was a blast, and I can't wait to go back.
Yeah.
The logo, that might be my favorite. I was a big Pikewood logo guy, big Anemocolon, all those logos. A Wingfoot logo is Money in the Bank, shorty what you drank. And my boy, my caddy, he was the best, dude. I mean, my guy is the best, and he's trying to get us into the Anderson.
Mm.
So the 2-man scratch, best ball, big amateur event at Wingfoot in June. Our boy Ricardo is trying to get us in. Oh my god!
Well, I'll tell you what, dude. You got 23 already planned for us. So Jonathan, it's on the 24 for him. 23 hasn't even started. And we were looking at 24. 23 is going to be a good one. But can I just, be here today? Like Coach
We're
said.
here, dude. I'm trying to, hey, what did I tell you? I'm trying to plan. I'm working on things in my life too, bud, okay?
Wait a second. I wanted to say something. Oh, I know what I wanted to say. Jeff Becker, Mr. Lynx Brewing. Those guys are great. Matt, JB. JB is,
he's
love
the,
JB.
He's a beauty. Matt and JB are beauties. Jeff Becker is one of a kind. He's hilarious, dude. I mean, we've said this before.
No, he is a cartoon character. like he's a humanized cartoon character in real life. Like he sometimes is like, you're like, you understand what I'm saying, Jeff? You there? Okay. Had the interview with Jeff Brewer, the whole Link Spring story, which again, those guys love them. Thank you for putting out the Chasin Birdies Blonde Ale. We so appreciate it. In fact, again, we're drinking it right now. But JB takes us to Oakmont graciously. We invite Georgie up, George Burge.
Mm-hmm.
That night, dude, talk about looking back on 2022. We played Worst Ball Scramble.
Which GB loves that game.
I told George the other night, I said, but I still don't understand how you score it. But we played Worst Ball Scramble on the putting green outside of the gatehouse at Oakmont until 2 a.m.
Boozed on the Lynx Brewing, took some vitamins.
Yeah, we were everywhere but there, but we felt there. And it was a blast. So, man, that was a blast.
And it was all because of the Lynx Brewing guys. So, again, thank you guys for everything you've done. But it was hilarious because we had the interview with Jeff and Matt and JB. We met for the first time at Oakmont. And they started laughing. They said, but it turned into Jeff asking you questions. Which is hilarious because that's who Jeff is. He asks questions. And we have a friend like that too.
Yeah, we do. But Tom, that cat with that putter, we're sitting there like, this guy's trying to sell putters now. I ended up buying one. I did buy it. Tom, thank you. I bought it. I've used it a little bit, but I can't say that. It's just not the Bettinardi.
It's not the Bettinardi.
I mean, the Bettinardi and another shout out to the Bettinardi boys.
Shout out to Sam, Story, all the boys over at Bettinardi. Thank you so much. Again, I know we're giving a bunch of shout outs, but we have a lot to be thankful for. They were awesome to us. They hooked us up. They were part of the 12 days giveaways. We did head cover sets. It was awesome. But man, I got myself, dude, we'll have to get into that. My bag for 2023. I mean, I got a whole new bag.
Oh, yeah.
Whole new bag. Literally a new bag, too. So, which you got, too.
You go to Ping. You get all set up.
Yeah, so Ping, I've always been a Ping lifer for the irons. And a good buddy of mine, Jack Ulrich, is a rep for them. And I had texted him to get set up out there. I was in Arizona early December, and he pulled some strings, got me in. My boy Grant was my fitter. Probably fucking hasn't seen somebody hit the ball all over the place as much as I did, but whatever.
I don't know if I believe
and but dude, it's so crazy. They took me from I got fit for the I-230s. It took me from 2 degrees flat to 1 degree flat. The shafts, I went to a 6.5 125 OG Project X, which I was in the LZs before, but my dispersion, man, it was like half of what I was, which is crazy to think. And it's 2 small tweaks, literally a shaft change and a freaking 1 degree flat. And then we did this all in 55 minutes. My man Grant and I we had an agenda and we accomplished it.
So wait, were you flat before?
2 flat.
2 flat.
2 flat. Moved into 1 flat.
I'm 2 flat. I mean, nothing matters.
A little lower to the ground, but so that makes sense. But anyways, got the irons 230s, wedge 4 iron. The I crossover 2 iron, which kind of was a big thing for me. My PXG 2 iron over the last couple of years has let me go a little bit. Got me into a 2 iron in the crossover Ping. And then the G430, which it doesn't come out to January, he got me in that, and I was that thing.
Dialed in.
I was like roasting that thing.
Really?
And I cannot wait for that thing more than anything else. But they said that I'm standing on the range. At the end of the range, you're literally in a city in Ping's facilities there, and they got the testing. And at the end of the range, it's 350 from where we were to carry this fence that was so high. I mean, insane. And Finau was hitting drivers over. And I think he said the manager of the Home Depot had to come over and tell Mr. Solheim, hey, somebody sent golf balls like off people's cars or some shit like that. And so Mr. Solheim, I guess, came out and said, yeah, hey, you're hitting really good, but you got to stop hitting drivers, bud.
No.
So you got to think, dude, 350, that's 350 to it. What is it to carry it?
Oh, yeah, no.
That's the other thing, like to carry that. So he's having to still be in the air. It's not like he's rolling it out.
No. I'm aware of what you're saying, and I'm trying to understand that.
So needless to say, I got the driver, the hybrid, the irons, and a new Betty putter.
You got the new Betty putter.
And then our boys over at Vessel Golf, my boy Justin hooked us up with some new bags for the boys. Which I think I still got to pay you, bud. But
yeah, you probably do.
But dude, what about you?
What about me?
I know you've been saying you want new irons.
Yeah, I do. I mean, do I need them? No. I mean, but in reality,
you're such a Titleist guy though for the irons.
Yeah, dude, I do. I'm all Titleist when it comes to that stuff, man. I've used them for my whole life, and frankly, I love the way they feel. I love the way it sets up. I'm used to it. That's all. And maybe at some point I will go back to cavity back to get a little more oomph. But no, man, I'm still gonna play my CBs right now and just let them roll. They're great. Probably next year I'll go back out there. I don't have anything for 23, but 24 I'll probably go back to Carlsbad and do the whole thing again. But I am going to try to tweak the driver this year. I played with the Sim 2 for 85% of the year this year, and then I went back to my M5 because I like the speeder shaft better than but I'm not saying the Fujikura. I'm not saying the Ventus. I like the Ventus shaft, but my point is that thing, I don't know why, but it became so spinny at the end of the year. I went back to the Larry Rinker's got me all banged up from doing certain things too from last year. But anyways, I went back to that speeder shaft, and it was a lot more penetrating ball flight. I don't think I had the distance as I did with the Sim 2. Not that it was long, big difference, but But then again, 10 yards on a 225 carry, but I mean, but so I will probably switch out the driver this year. I got the new SM8s. How about your boy B-Cats?
But SM9s.
I mean, fuck. SM9s. Got the SM9s. B-Cats gets SM9s, but Brandon wants to have Dilly, like, design them a little bit. And,
What?
Oh, shit.
And the wrong thing was put on there.
So, yeah, no, I'm not changing anything.
So you're staying put.
Yeah, I'm staying put.
So you got the Betty putter, you got Titleist woods, you got Titleist 3-iron, 4-iron, 5-iron, 6-iron, 7-iron hybrid, and then 8, 9, and wedge and irons. My man Bash's bag looks like an LPGA Tour player's bag whenever you show up, but he's got roosters as head covers and head cover iron.
You know what, people? I don't care. I do not care that I have a 5 hybrid, and people laugh at it. But you know what?
It's a land angle, bud. It's all about the land angle.
The land angle on that thing looks like I hit a wedge from 200 out.
Titties, though.
And it's great. So no fear. I just want to shoot lower scores and make more birdies. My uncle told me the other day, he said, how long you been playing golf? And I told him, and he's like, you realize you're never going to get any better? And I said, what do you mean, Unc? He's like, that's it. That's it. You're at your peak. You're never going to get better. So why do you care? And I'm all, why do you care about playing tennis the way you like playing tennis?
Yeah, bud, you suck.
I love playing golf. I like yucking it up with my yo-yo friends. I like meeting new people. So it's not about necessarily what I'm going to. I said that earlier in the year. I don't care about the scores much anymore. I want the good times, man.
We got some good times planned for 23, boys. As Brian said, I like to plan. So we got a little our boy BK, his birthday celebration in Tampa.
Oh, a couple more weeks, Brandon, my man.
At Old Mo, and then we're gonna go March to Pine Needles for the Invitational. What else? May's the Big Smoke at Nemacolin.
Oh, is it in May?
Yes, it's in May. Big Smoke, Nemacolin. We'll probably throw in Troubadour the week before for Cinco de Mayo.
That's cool.
And then June, we're going to do the Chasin Birdies Calcutta at the Greenbrier.
Oh.
And then July, we probably have Pikewood member guest day, bud.
Yeah, somewhere.
That's if I'm
somewhere in there.
Invited. Yacht member guest in August. The Live Tour event, which I invite Ryan to, and he declines every time. The Live Tour. There might be some content coming from Live Tour event that week, huh, bud?
Well, we're trying to figure out a way to get ourselves in a position to do that.
And then October, we're going to do a little Pinehurst trip with some of the boys to play 2 days and 36 holes each day, and then we'll fly home very quickly.
I didn't know that either. I didn't know that. You know what I do know is that it's snowing right now. It's cold. I haven't played golf since last month. We're sitting here at Nemacolin Resort in Farmington, Pennsylvania, which is not too far from Pittsburgh, which is in the Allegheny Mountains, and it is a 5-star killer resort. It is amazing. And if you can't be happy here, then you can't be happy anywhere, and that's the truth. So make sure you book a little stay, come to Nemacolin, have some fun. You can play indoor golf at the Golf Academy. You could do whatever you want.
Whatever you want.
So you got to check them out, nemacolin.com.
And we got 2 events working with them for next year as of right now. Well, the Big Smoke. There's a little event playing with some of our boys in June. We're still pending on that right now. And then in July, the singer-songwriters, again, is going to tie into the member guest at Nemacolin. So we're going to have some of the boys back to play some music and string some guitars, make some pars.
That's really cool.
I use that again.
That was a good one. So right now, what I'm trying to do is I'm measuring out space in my basement.
Yeah, congratulations on the new house, bud.
Thanks, bud. Yeah. So I got this house, and it's got everything but a golf simulator, which that's going to be changed pretty soon. So I was researching a lot. You know, I got that Foresight thing that I bought. I mean, what's that cat's name? Justin. And I, it's okay. I've gotten used to it, but it doesn't. I don't think it's too accurate. Some people love it, some people don't. Foresight. I don't know if it's a GC squad thing, whatever the fuck it is. I don't know, but it's okay. It is okay. But this full swing simulator BS that's going around town now and being like advertised everywhere is like the official thing of Tiger Woods and all this bullshit, whatever. It's the real deal. And I spoke to them this week, and yeah, it's called Full Swing Golf. So they actually come out and install it. They want to install it. So I'm looking at the Full Swing Pro Series, not the wide version, but the standard version. And I think it's going to sit up nicely in the basement, kind of near the pool table. It'll come down, have a couple beers, have a couple cocktails, and be able to play a little golf in my basement. So
or darts. I think Parker put a few through your wall. So
yeah, the dartboard is a hot topic, but so I don't know. I'd be curious to hear from you guys out there if you have a simulator that you use right now in your house, what your opinion is of the Full Swing Simulator, or what do you think?
So, quick question for you, though.
Tell us.
Because
tell me.
Number one, I know Tiger's behind this.
Right.
And I think Rocco was talking about it right on Instagram. He was talking about the same simulator because he's in Minnesota, and that's all he does all winter is the simulator. What pricing is the TrackMan that much more expensive or less, or why not TrackMan? Because they're like the leader in this shit. Because at Nemacolin they have 3 TrackMans in bays, and they're really accurate. They're really good.
But see, that's where I'm ignorant. I don't know if TrackMan makes a simulator, and apparently they do.
But
I don't know. I don't know.
You've played on it.
I mean, those are launch monitors. TrackMan's obviously, that's what I look at it as, but I guess maybe they do. Maybe they make a simulator. I've not thought about it. This thing has this weird-ass camera that picks up everything at impact, reads everything.
And then it reads it onto a TV?
Yeah, reads it all.
So you'll have to have a TV next to that.
Mm-hmm. Which is a perfect spot because there's a cutout.
There is, bud.
Yeah, bud. You see what I'm getting at?
I like it.
But I just want to play golf. I want to be able to walk up there and feel like I'm back at Spyglass.
I mean, bud, you'll literally play every single day.
Oh, my God, yeah. No, I'm going to have a league.
But, like, Rocco made a good point. He just posted something on Instagram the other day. And, listen, like, right now, it's just about being limber, keeping your swing going, just swinging so that your body still feels that way. Because if you do just not do anything for 3 months, you're already behind the 8 ball.
You are. And that's truth. So I don't know. We're toying around with that idea, but again, I have to look at the TrackMan thing.
Yeah, I mean that's something that again. Here's my thing too: is this TrackMan might be universally cool because you might be able to do it as a simulator in the summer. Might be able to take the TrackMan to a range and sync your phone up to where you can actually use it at a range. So you can see those statistics as well. Mm-hmm. Again, I don't know anything about that bullshit, but.
I'll tell you what, man. And we talked about this a little bit ago, but Chucky Woods, man. Charlie. I mean, this cat's swing is absolutely incredible. I saw a post on Instagram a couple days ago, I think Golf Digest, the progression of his swing over the last 3 or 4 years. Dude, I mean, not only has he grown, I mean, the kid's what, like 6 now? I don't know, but
13.
I mean,
insane, dude. Oh my God.
His his rotation through the ball and his club position at the top with the driver, it might be better than Tiger.
His swing is so damn athletic too.
I don't know.
His swing's just so consistent, and dude, he's hitting it longer than Tiger right now. Tiger said that his driver to driver is longer than Tiger, and I mean Tiger's got one leg. So,
yeah,
take that into consideration.
Well, he's got 2 legs, but
one leg that is working.
Charlie is just absolutely hammering it right now. I wish we were in a position
He's
to
a stud, dude.
Release the results of the PNC little championship banger that would just happen. But John Daly, 11:51 tee time, shows up at 11:31 and starts hitting with one hand like he always does. then he rolls. He's a legend. In fact, that's what Mitchell and Burgee were talking about the other day. I mean, they play with him
all the time.
All the time at Old Hick. He's just an OG, man. Today's banner session, though, guys, we talk about a bunch of people here on the podcast, people we're very close to. Obviously, Brandon Katzeff being one of them. We've had him on. He told a very inspiring story a couple of months ago on the podcast, or last year. I don't know when it was, but it'll bring a tear to your eye. Make sure you go back and check it out. And Brandon is like a brother to us personally. But another guy that we always gotta rub a little bit, and and we love him a lot. He is great, but we definitely have to rub him a little bit, and that is a Steven Pirring. And for those of you who don't know Steve is one big ball of energy, 6'4", used to be a rapper back in the day. Now he runs everything for
Bald.
What's that?
He's bald.
Link Soul. He does everything for Link Soul here on the East Coast. He's my partner at Pronghorn. He's got the birdie spritz going on right now. He's just always fresh. He's always looking good. But Steve was actually supposed to be a character on today's podcast with you people and us. But Steve elected to go to a birthday party instead. And we could not link up with him. And so I don't think we're going to get Steve on a podcast today. But the point being is, Steve, we just want to say that we really appreciate you, bud. And you make us laugh.
You're the best, bud. I mean, bud. The 8-iron. That's what he said. All you guys want is have me on to make fun of me. Well, yeah, bud. We want to have that, but we also want to talk to you.
Listen,
because you are the best. He's a sweetheart of a guy. He'll do anything for his boys. But it's so funny, dude. Like, every event he plays in, we're gonna win, bud. We're gonna win, and I love the attitude. We're gonna win. Like, that's great. But you literally have played in 75 of these, and you've won 2.
Yeah, Steve's the guy, and I'm sure you guys out there listening, and girls, you have friends that often when you play with them, they may squeak out their best potential 20% of the time. The other 80%, they're just not really playing great, but maybe it's because of conditions or whatever. I don't know. But the point is, when you play with them, only a small percentage of time are you seeing them really at their best.
Mm-hmm.
But 100% of the time when you're not playing with them, you hear about the stories of what they're firing and what they're shooting.
I'm dominating right now. I'm playing the best golf ever, Pep.
And that's kind of what happens with Steve and I when it comes time to Pronghorn, because he'll play without me for months, and he's like, my game's dialed in. Can't miss it. I shot 72. Him and Deddy go to Chartiers. They shoot 73, 74. I'm not saying I don't believe that at all. I'm just simply stating. Now, when it comes showtime,
it's the lights.
It's a different thing. And Deddy could be no shade of Deddy, but Deddy could be in that category too. We see Deddy.
I would firmly place Deddy and Steve in the same bucket.
Deddy hits the ball a mile. There's no doubt about it. But there's the times where Deddy is not playing optimal.
Two handicap and
we all have. Look, as amateur golfers, I know the feeling more than anyone because I play a lot of golf, and I don't shoot my handicap often. Regularly. I do, but I don't. And so there's times I go out, I shoot 78.
But that's the thing, dude. Like, you and I are we should be like a 2 or 3 handicap. Like, we're not zeros. We're not. Let's just fucking call it what it is. We're not. So when somebody's telling me this and you average fucking 85, 86 every time we play, there's people out there.
Mm-hmm.
Handicaps don't mean shit. Actually, I wish I had a freaking 3 or 4 handicap so that it could be more. It would be fun so that I could compete against you.
Yeah.
I can't compete against you when you're a 5, 6, 7, and I'm a 0, and I'm giving you these shots, and you're whooping my ass. It's not fun.
No, it's not. And I tell you what, right now, I will gladly take 2 to 4 anytime I peg it up all day long. So in some regard, I agree with you. In some respect, you're right. But anyways, that was a Steve Pirring band. He came to Ireland with us. He stayed an extra week in Ireland. He is all over the place, and God, is he a gem. So, Steve, we missed you on today's episode, bud, but we will make up for it. We will bring you to light We will let the world see and hear you more than anyone has ever seen or heard you to this point. So kudos to you, bud. Next topic, talk a little bit about, our merchandise. I don't know if you I don't blame the people in the world for not wanting to buy a Chasin Birdies t-shirt that has been the same t-shirt for 2 years.
But I'm not making more t-shirts, bud. Nobody, like...
No, I think it's got to be when we are rolling this shit out next year, guys, it's just limited release stuff. And then we want to make it really cool.
10.
Like things that I would wear. Really make you go from a 5 to a 10 real fast. That's the plan. That is the plan. So we'll see how it works, man.
We're going to make 10 pieces at a time. Like we just did that hoodie that we released. I think we only have 3 more, or we have 2 more left. But yeah, I agree with you. And we're going to do offerings from a bunch of other people. It's going to be like a pro shop. So, but again, it's going to be limited. Get it while you can. Please just support us. Like, how hard is that? You're going to go buy Holderness and Bourne from someone else. Why not buy it with the boys' logo on it and enjoy it? What are you hoping Santa brings you this year, bud?
I need some new bath towels.
Egyptian? Cotton?
Yeah. I need a new frying pan. I think I told y'all about that smoked mac and cheese I made. I don't need anything. Honest to God, Santa Claus, if you're listening, do not bring me anything. You've been great to me. That's it, bud. It's been a hell of a fun year.
Yeah, it's been a great year. But
it has been.
For 2023, who is your dream guest? If you had to pick one guest that, hey, we could potentially get on, who would you want to interview in 2023?
I personally think that having someone like Ben Roethlisberger on, just because of the Pittsburgh connection, playing a little golf with him at Allegheny Country Club before, him having his own podcast now, him being an avid golfer, him playing at Pikewood in the fall, just everything's lining up for this. So I think it would be great. So for me, that would be top of my dream list. Also, I know we don't really do golfers per se in terms of PGA or live players, but man, Cam Smith, if you're out there, bud, like hit me back on the DM. We really need to line you up. So that would be my second. Cam Smith, I love him. I still like him. I think he's awesome. What about you?
I don't know, dude. There's just part of me that Joey Molinaro, I would love that.
Yeah.
He's freaking hilarious.
Barstool guy?
Well, yeah, he kind of broke off on his own, but he is now with his own. He's hilarious, does some funny skits. I've got 3 people. Joey Molinaro.
Mm-hmm.
Pat McAfee. I think the guy's a legend. I just love how he doesn't really care what you think, right? Like it is what it is. And he's going to say what he believes and stick behind it. And I love that. And he's just a wild character, and he's been through ups and downs, and he's built a freaking empire.
Mm-hmm.
So him, that's number 2. And number 3 is Bob Menery. That guy's freaking hilarious to me. And, got a shit ton of Instagram followers. His voiceovers are hysterical.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that we would have a great time. But I feel like that's somebody that we should have at Nemacolin in person, because it would be that much better. I just think he'd be hysterical in person.
Yeah. No, that would be a great one to get.
So those are my 3 wishes. I mean, is that asking a lot, bud?
No, we'll target one. Out of your 3, my 2, we got 5.
5 in the hopper that we're asking for. Like that's there you go, Santa. You want to bring us something, bud? Bring us one of them.
Yeah. Line it up.
Wrapped in a damn bow.
Mm-hmm. Shit, man.
So, again, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Again, we know that we get it, all right? You got other shit to do. But we appreciate you listening to us. Go to chasinbirdies.com. I mean, we're not asking a lot. Buy yourself a freaking hat. All right? Like, that's it.
I wore my hat last night. But I love that black and yellow hat. And I was wearing it one day to a football game, and someone yelled out, "Chasin Birdies. You know that podcast?" Like, buddy, yeah. That's actually half me.
It's half me. It's 59% me.
Have a beer.
ChasinBirdies.com. Keep listening. Tell your friends. Again, we're coming up on our 2nd year anniversary. So thank you to everyone. Mr. Ryan, thank you, buddy. It's been fun.
Thank you.
And
man.
we do have to say thank you to Holderness and Bourne, Bettinardi Golf, Nemacolin,
Lynx Brewing, 44. Jamie over at 44.
Our boy Jamie is helping out all the time. Our girl
Winston
Jackie, Rachel, London, Winston Collection.
Yeah.
I mean, we got some head covers that should be dropping in the next couple days. Blade putter covers. Thank you so much, guys.
And the jerky, the biltong. That is. You make sure you go check them out and get yourself some stocking stuffers.
That's it, bud. I mean, what else do you want to say?
That's it, dude. I'll tell you what, man. We're close to the big day here. Let's get ourselves rolling. I might have another crack cold Chasin Birdies Blonde Ale with you. Obviously, it's hitting good right now. But no, guys, we appreciate y'all tuning into today's episode of Chasin Birdies. We would not be doing this here if A, we didn't love it, and B, we didn't have people out there listening like you. So thank you for that.
Thank you, guys.
And big shout out to Jacqueline and Rachel for all your help over here on our social media handle and everything y'all are doing. You girls rock. And Evo over at Simpler Media, you and your team, man, we appreciate everything you have done thus far, sticking by our side. So thank you. And my man, thank you.
Thank you, bud.
I mean,
cheers
what
it up,
a great
bud.
way to do something with a good friend, man. Hey, you guys have a very, very Merry Christmas and a happy, wonderful New Year, and we will check y'all out in 2023.
Santa Claus is coming to town.
Ciao.